For those of you who are watching on either, feel free to drop a comment, and we'll get this on live screen. This will be recorded, guys, which will help, and it'll be on YouTube as well. So we've got on here, we've got, I think, 10 on Zoom, and we've got a few on Insta as well. Effectively, this talk is going to be about how to get results in summer. So many of you go off track in summer and sort of see the 3 months that summer is, for 4 months even, as kind of just like a long school holiday. So what I want to kind of get into is the mindset of this, and start seeing things that, you know, don't just write it off. And we'll look into this in a little bit more depth in a minute. June, July, August, September is 33% of the year. So many people go to me, oh, you know, it's summer. I can't get results in the summer. You know, I'm just going to stop for summer. You know, I'm going out more. I've got holidays. Who here actually has a 16-week holiday to the Maldives? Let's be honest, it's 2 weeks. So we're going to look into those limiting beliefs, and we're going to talk about it. But the one thing I want everyone to realize is you will get what your actions deserve. And this is going to be a harsh talk, and I'm going to be straight to the point about things. So if you don't like it, you can always leave. And this is something I want everyone to sink in, that your actions across the next 4 months or 3 months will be the results you get. So if you decide to bin the summer off, or just tick on by, or give up because it's the summer, I'll start back in September. Who here said that? And I'm sure there'll be someone in the Zoom chat that's willing to say they've done it. Your actions will be what you get. Just pop a 1 in the Zoom chat if you're one of those people that has maybe gone in the past, oh, it's the summer, I'll just give up, I'll just pause, I'll come back to it in September. Just a 1 in that Zoom chat. Perfect. Yeah, I mean, you see it all the time, and I've been guilty of this. Oh, it's the summer, I can't train as much. Oh, it's the summer, you know, this is going on. So you're going to get what your actions deserve. So moving on from this, and something we hear all the time is these 4 excuses. I don't have time. I'm going on holiday. And what I will say back to you here is, what, for 3 months? I'm busy, or I'll wait till September. Pop in the Zoom chat if you've ever said one of those 4 things across the summer. I don't have time. I'm going on holiday. I'm busy, or I'll wait till September. And I'm sure probably 9 people on this call have said one of those things at some point, and that's fine. So here's the thing. Let's change that shit mindset. Let's put it straight down. It's a shit mindset, and you actually owe it to yourself to change it. You sitting there going, I'll wait till September. I don't have time. I'm going on holiday. I'll wait till September. Ultimately, it's a load of shit. And you actually owe it to yourself to flip that mindset and start getting the results today. If you wait till September, you are giving up 33% of your year. Now, I don't know about you, but it seems a little bit silly to waste 33% of the year, because come September, when the kids are back to school, I've got more time, I've got this, I've got that. October comes, November comes, oh, and then it's Christmas, so December's off the cards. And then we go back and we do the same cycle over and over again. So stop writing off periods of time in a year for 2-week events like a summer holiday. I don't have time, I'm going to the pub. Well, actually, maybe you need to look at your priorities and go, what's more important to me right now? My health, my fitness, or going and smashing 10 pints? Every single person on this call comes on this call and says to me, oh, I want to lose weight, I want to tone up, I don't like this, I don't like that. And that's huge. But then we have that conversation, and then you go, I don't have time, but I'm going to the pub, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And I want everyone here to enjoy their summer. I'm not saying to you, don't enjoy your summer. But what I'm saying is, there is a priority on that list, and having an even balance is so important. Just pop a one in the Zoom chat if you're following along with that. And moving on, we're gonna say like, well, yeah, that's fair enough, Dan, but how are we actually gonna do this? And the questions and the answers are, just someone's unmuted. Let's just mute you up. Make sure you stay muted, guys. Is one, let's start setting some clear goals. And I don't mean basic goals like, oh, I want to lose 3 pounds across summer, I want to do this. I mean clear, deep goals. What you want, how you're going to do it. For example, I want to lose 3 kilos across summer. Okay, cool. Well, last year I gained weight and I went out far too much. So this year I'm going to do that. And I want everyone in the Zoom chat to do this little task. Is I want you to pop on there your goal for this summer, the next 4 months, 33% of your year, what you want, and I don't mind what it is. And then I also want you to pop underneath what you're going to do differently this year instead of last year. So I'll start. Last year, I drank far too much in the summer, and I gained 4 kilos. This year for me, it's all about maintaining my fitness levels. And instead of gaining weight, we maintain the weight. And also I want my running times to increase. So I'm going to be doing that by drinking less and moving more and running more. So who's brave enough to start in that Zoom chat? Or I'm going to start calling you out and getting you on speaker. I'm sure someone will start for me. I think I see a Greg in the chat. He'll get picked on first. I'll give you time to write it out. So it's what didn't go well last year, and what is the goal this year, and how am I going to achieve that? So very, very simple. So we've got a few coming in. Charlotte, to drop her dress size by increasing my steps and cutting down on my snacks and sugar intake. That's great. Lisa wants to lose a stone this year and will even move more even when it's hot rather than sit in front of a fan. Yeah, 100%. Like, this is good. We need to start looking at what went wrong last year or in the past or the last 5 years, the last 10 years, and what we can do differently this year to make sure that we make that change. Because it's all very well me sitting here saying, just move more, just do this, just do that. But if we're not going to make and look at what happened last year or in the past, then there's no point just kind of going, oh, I'm going to do this. I think we've got another one coming in. Lucy, drop 2 kilos, walk and swim more, drink less. Yeah, 100%. Okay, so moving on, what can we do next? Create a vision. This is something I do every day. I don't think anyone actually knows I do it every day, but I get a piece of pen and paper on a notepad and I write down my goals for the summer or the year. And I do that every single day. When you start writing things down and you start actually writing down what you want, funny enough, it all starts happening. You start telling yourself, I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to achieve this. All of a sudden, these things that you were talking about that were just talk, all of a sudden actually start becoming a reality. So that's something you probably, in my opinion, you should try doing. 100% will make a difference. Number 3 is be the role model. And this is more targeted towards the mums and maybe the dads out there. The kids are off. So rather than this year being like, oh, the kids are off, let's sit around and let's do this and stuff it, like, it's holidays, right? Be a role model, because in 10 years time, what do you want your kids to say? You know, you can be active, you can eat well, and you can still have fun. But if you're that role model, that mum or that dad or that grandparent or whatever that's going out for walks and taking them out and playing football with them in the garden or eating well and stuff like that, I can assure you in 10 years time, they're going to look back and go, yeah, Christ, my mum was a great role model to me. And those healthy habits get passed on to your kids. And that's so important. You know, just because your kids are off and the holidays happening doesn't mean you have to eat donuts each day and ice cream and stuff like that. Just pop me in the Zoom chat. Maybe if that's something that you could maybe do better, and if that's something you could do better, what are you going to do slightly different? And number four is some gratitude. Actually be grateful. Appreciate what you can do and what you have. Now for some of you, the summer holidays will mean you have less time and you don't have the time that you'd have when they're off school and stuff like that. And I completely get that. So being grateful for the movement that you can do, and if it means you can only get to the gym twice, or maybe the steps are a little bit lower or something like that, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Appreciating what you can do and the walks you can go on, and taking the family out for walks is all huge and part of the journey. It's not all going to be a straight road where everything stays the same and it's all easy. Things are going to be tough, and it's about navigating that and being grateful the whole way for the whole journey. The next kind of thing is we've gone from gratitude to a good old Dan being harsh, is stop taking the piss. Some of you be like, I don't. But here's the truth. We don't need 7 meals out a week. And we don't need wine every single night. Or, oh, it's the holidays, chocolate for breakfast, or it's this, it's that, or this. Come on, guys. For sure, when you go on your holiday, and I mean your holiday, when you go away, you go somewhere, you do something, absolutely for sure, go and enjoy yourself. But just because the kids are off doesn't mean we need to be doing pizza for dinner. Doesn't mean we need to be doing chocolate cake for your mid-afternoon snack just because the kids had some. You've got goals, and you will tell me you've got goals. So for sure, we've got to be switched on with those goals and also be aware of those goals. And that's why coming back to writing down those goals each and every day keeps you on track rather than taking a piss, like I say. Just popping me in a Zoom chat, or I think you can leave a comment on Instagram. If maybe just because it's the summer, you get a little bit lax and you start taking a mick, and maybe you go for less walks, and you sunbathe far too much, and the food choices start slipping up and the pub gardens start appearing and stuff like that. Because I know it's definitely me. I have a bit of time off and I think, oh, maybe I'll have a pint and stuff like that. Yeah, Lisa, ice creams in the hot weather, Andy, crap food during the day when out and about, for sure. And we'll come to that in a minute about how we can actually plan the school holidays and navigate them a little bit better. Number 6 is control the controllable. Some of you on these calls before will have heard me say control the controllable. What the hell does that mean, Dan? Basically, like when you're going out and about and you're eating out and stuff like that, for sure, you're not going to be able to control what the food's going in and stuff like that. But what we can control is your breakfasts, your dinners, the snacks that you choose, the ones that you've got a choice and you can kind of make that choice rather than just going, oh, stuff it, I'll get a takeaway because I can't be bothered to cook, or I'll skip breakfast and go mad at lunch. I'm going out for lunch. Oh, I'll just make a bad choice because why not? Actually try and control this controllable, and that will massively help you stay on track. I like to look harder. I like to look at it a bit like this. Work hard in the gym because that's controllable. And let's try and eat clean 80% of the week. Now you might be like 80%, that's quite a lot. But if you're good, let's say breakfasts every single day and dinners every single day, well, that's 14 meals out of 21. You're 2/3 of the way there, and we have a few good lunches, and then maybe you have a few bad lunches, and you've done 80%. It's not that hard. Snacks, when we go out, oh, do we need to eat out, or can we pack a packed lunch for the kids? Oh, can I get a packed lunch as well? That kind of stuff. Do I need to go and get burger and chips for lunch? That kind of stuff. And I know that when I'm out and about, I can make bad choices massively. So maybe this is just something that everyone on this call, as a group, as a collective, makes an agreement to try. And this is something that I like to look at. Reverse engineer. Where do you want to be in September? If I take you from where you are now and you jump forward to September, where do you want to be with your health and your fitness? Do you want to be in the same place? Do you want to be in a worse place? Do you have wanted to have lost the 2 kilos that some of you have talked about? Do you want to be in a good routine, lost a stone, whatever that goal is? If that's where you want to be in September, and we're currently here in June, how many pounds a week is it you need to lose? How many weeks have you got? What have you got to do? Is there a holiday in here? And start planning back and go, okay, well, I've got 12 weeks to work towards my goal. I've got 4 weeks where I'm not going to be able to because I'm on holiday and I'm seeing family and stuff like that, and weekends aren't great. Okay, so I've got, let's say, 50 days or however many days, 70 days, however many days that you can give towards the gym, and how many days you can give towards nutrition, and reverse engineer back and go, well, actually, I haven't got 4 months, I've got 3. I need to do this and I need to do that. And I really need to knuckle down this month because the next month I'm away more, that kind of stuff. Just popping me in the Zoom chat if you're following along. And we'll come to some questions in a second, guys, but I just want to recap this all. And if anyone's got any questions throughout, now start spamming them in the Zoom chat or the Instagram live chat. That's absolutely fine. So if you're, let's rewind. So to rewind, results in summer. Summer is 33% of your year. It's not a couple of weeks, it is 33% of the year. And you're going to get what your actions deserve. We're going to try and change this mindset that a lot of people have, including myself. And we're going to start by doing this with setting clear goals. And I don't mean basic ones. And all of you should definitely write down these goals during this call or after this call. And I don't mean just, oh, I just want to do this. Like, I want to do this and I want to do this because, and this is how I'm going to do this. There should be 3 parts to that. Once you've done that, then write these goals down each and every day. Let them really sink in. I think it's huge. It will take 2 minutes of your day. Like, my goals go on whiteboards in front of me. They're all up there, just there. And they have my daily goals, my weekly goals, everything I want to hit. And I tick them off. There's nothing more satisfying than ticking them off as you go. Be the role model. For those of you that are parents, your kids are off. Your kids are going to be watching you, learning from you. So be that role model. Be active. Eat well. You can still have fun. You can go and play football with them in the garden. That kind of stuff. What do you want your kids to say about you in 10 years? And I think that's something to really be a motivating factor. And be grateful for kind of what you've got. Appreciate what you can do and what you have, because I think that's so important. And number 5 is stop taking the piss, because some of you guys, myself included, I think last week I had a meal out Thursday, a meal out Friday, a meal out Saturday, a meal out Sunday, and a meal out Monday. That's taking the piss. Not every day you need to be going and eating out, and I need to take that on the chin as well. Just because it's summer and just because the weather's nice doesn't mean you need to go and sit in a beer garden every day. Doesn't mean you need to have some wine. Start looking in those goals and really thinking about it, guys. Control the controllable. Working hard in the gym is so important. Eating clean 80% of the time, and let's reverse engineer those goals. Get your calendars out. Tell me when that holiday is. Tell me where you want to be on that holiday, how you want to look, how you want to feel, and start reverse engineering back. So some of you are going to have questions. Pop them in the Zoom chat if you want to ask one. Just put me or raise your hand on the thing. Or if you're on Instagram Live, feel free to ask it on there. I think you can just type it in, and I'll hit you up on the questions. I think Lisa, I think you had a question, so I'll get you to unmute.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, Lisa, I can hear you. What's your question?
Basically, I struggle with eating out with other people, and over the summer it seems to be much more frequent.
Yeah.
And so if there's not choices that I want to eat, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to work around that really. Things like barbecue, stuff like that.
Hmm.
I mean, should I be taking my own food or just
No, 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 no. I don't agree with kind of taking your own food to like a barbecue or like a meal out or something like that. I think number one thing when you eat out, you've got to realize that probably the food's not going to be as good as or as healthy as when you eat at home, correct?
yeah,
And that's okay. That's absolutely fine. So you don't need to beat yourself up about what you have when you're out.
yeah,
If the meal, let's say you're eating out on Friday night, and I don't know, you have something that's more calorific than you normally would. Let's say it's 1,200 calories, and you're like, oh my god, that's like almost my whole daily calorie total gone like that. Snap, gone.
yeah,
Oh my god. Look at the week leading up to it, and maybe you could be a little bit better in the week leading up slightly.
mm,
Maybe you could save yourself some calories, 100 calories here, 100 calories there,
yeah,
and also afterwards you can save some calories after. Think of it like your budget, your bank account, right? If you
yeah,
know on Saturday you're going to go and blow a load of money, you then don't just go and blow a load on the Sunday and the Friday because you're going to then be broke for the rest of the month. You go,
mm,
oh, okay, that was a bit naughty. I'll spread out the cost across the week, and also sometimes you just have a bad meal and you just go, you know what, that's yesterday. Let's move on. Let's start again.
yeah,
If you're doing it like 3, 4 times a week, your best bets when you do eat out on meals and that kind of stuff is trying to pick something that's high in protein because it's going to fill you up quicker, so you might
yeah,
eat less. Try and avoid things like that, you know that they've got loads of wine in or something like that, or creams and stuff like that, the high calorie stuff. Um, and try and have something with loads and loads of vegetables because it will bulk it out as well. But
yeah.
don't panic about it as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And then the idea of planning, not just for your holiday, but also for those meals out and trying
Mm.
to balance it over a longer time, like the whole week. That makes sense.
Yeah. Have you got any other questions?
No, thank you.
No, that's all right. If one comes to you, just drop your hand. All right.
Thank you.
Andy, I think you got a question, mate.
Yeah, just I don't know, maybe it's a bit basic, but fizzy drinks,
Fizzy
diet,
drinks. Yep.
do
Go on.
they harm or interrupt what we're trying to do for our gym training and stuff? Do they get in the
Okay.
way anyway?
Mm-hmm. No, that makes sense. So for those that didn't hear, Andy's question was the fizzy drinks, the diet drinks kind of affect your progress in a gym. I think that's the route you're going down, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so I presume you're thinking down the routes of like aspartame and stuff like that, the things that's pushed across the internet.
No, just stuff in general, like,
Right.
Pepsi
Okay.
Max, Diet Cokes and that sort of stuff. If you're drinking those sort of things instead of water.
I mean, obviously water is your best bet. However, if you want a glass of Coke, this isn't doing it. Um, you know, so if you were drinking like 10 Diet Cokes a day, I'd say to you, maybe let's cut that down. However, you're going to do a lot more damage to your progress in the gym by drinking a full fat Coke than you are a Diet Coke. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
absolutely.
Um, the full fat's obviously like 400 calories higher. It's higher in sugar. It's going to spike, which is then going to lead to hunger cravings. Whereas the Diet Coke is lower in sugar. It's not going to lead to hunger cravings. It's just going to give you that little bit that you need, and it's not going to lead to like getting muscle wastage or stuff like that. Water's great for recovery, and that's why we push it so much. But having a Diet Coke here and there, or one or two, it's really not going to cause you a huge
Oh.
issue. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. I just know there's other things in those drinks, and you sort of think, are those other things cause, harmful
Mm.
in other ways that we're not thinking about because we're just so focused on sugar.
Yeah, I mean for sure. There's preservatives and there's artificial colors and flavors in all of these drinks. Um, and in a perfect world, maybe we would cut them out. But
Mm.
I think unless you're doing them excessively, then I don't think it's the end of the world to be having maybe one a night or something like that. Because if you look on the back of packaging of most foods, there's stuff in it as well.
Yeah, true.
It's only because we demonize we look at a fizzy drink and we go, oh yeah, that's bad. Whereas, you know, a packet of meat's good. Whereas you probably look on that back of that packet of meat and half of it's got loads of stuff in it as well.
Mm.
That's how I kind of see it. And I think as long as you're not going, crazy with it, you're probably fine. Do you have another question at all?
I mean, in a similar vein, really. It was just like, alcohol-free beers and that. Obviously better than drinking an alcoholic one, but
Mm-hmm.
it'd be lower calorie. But I guess it's the same kind of thing, really.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with alcohol is I don't think it's so much. Obviously, alcohol is really high in calories, and you know it's not great. But I find that half the issue of alcohol is the next day. Even if you have one or two beers, you feel more sluggish. You feel a bit lazier. Your steps are probably not as good. It might take you a couple of hours to kind of get going, and when you get going, your hunger cravings are a little bit higher and stuff like that. That's my issue with alcohol, but you're gonna drink, and you're probably gonna have one or two. It's just about kind of maybe being like alcohol free. Yeah, it is probably better than a beer. But then if you're doing alcohol free, would it be better then to just have a diet drink?
Mm.
Does that make sense?
So was that it was
There's always kind of something will always be better than something else, unless it's probably water, and then you can't really go wrong with that. There's definitely an argument for each and every one, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
100%. Did you have any other questions?
Not for now.
Not for now. Does anyone else have any questions on the call or on the Zoom chat? Whether it's eating out, whether it's food, whether it's drinking, whatever it is, and I'll try and help you. If not, we'll call it that. I'll give you a couple, 20 seconds or so. Pop in the Zoom chat, all good, if you're all clear. If you have any questions, drop it in the WhatsApp chats as well for me, guys. But I think we're all good. Let's wait on a couple more. And yeah, so that is kind of how I would go about staying on track with the summer. There will be challenges. It's not going to be easy all the time. You're going to go out more, that is for sure, but trying to, do your best to kind of stay on plan and that kind of stuff, and use the group chats that we've got and the WhatsApp chats and reach out, and hopefully that helped you. If you're listening to this back on YouTube or Spotify, and maybe this sounds like you, just drop the word summer, and we can discuss how to help. But thank you, everyone, guys. Have a lovely evening, and I'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, Dan.